What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and the tier list series has returned. So I'm going to be doing 5 tier lists over the next, I would say, 5 or 6 days. I don't know, depends. Maybe I'll skip a day. I'm not really sure. So we're going to start with the point guard tier list in NBA 2K21 My Team. If you are new to the channel and have not seen a tier list before, which I feel like anybody who's playing 2K knows what a tier list is and what it entails. But if you haven't, I do these once a month, so subscribe, I guess, whatever. So, parameters, let's get those out of the way. We will be taking care of primary position point guards today. So, guys who are primary position shooting guard that play point guard typically, those guys would be like Kevin Porter Jr. or Oscar Robertson, guys that are traditionally played at the point guard position, regardless if they're primary. Those will be over on the shooting guard tier list. The only guys we're going to see here are primary position point guards. So S tier, unquestionable best cards in the game. There's a reason they're the most expensive. There's a reason they're considered to be the best. They just are. A tier, guys that are a shade under S tier. Maybe they have like 1 or 2 things that maybe keep them out of S tier, but for the most part, they're right there. Like, it's really personal preference at this point of the year between S tier or A tier guys for the most part. B tier, really usable cards. Like, a lot of the community are going to like these guys. But general consensus, they're not as good as the A tier guys, in my opinion. This is typically the difference between A and B tier, is typically where we have issues in regards to my comment sections. Just play nice, guys. That's it. Like, it's a tier list, dude. I do my best. C tier, still pretty usable cards in most circumstances, but, I mean, generally speaking, I think you can do better by using B and up, guys. That's just me, though. But some of your favorite cards might be in C tier. Like, some of my favorite cards are in C tier. A couple of my favorite cards are probably going to be in, like, F or trash tier, let's be real. D tier, outdated cards that you can definitely upgrade from. F tier, I would just use someone else. Like, that's really all I can say about it. They still have some intrinsic value in some roundabout way, but for the most part, you can definitely upgrade. And then trash tier. Do I need to explain trash tier? Like, I feel like you guys kind of know the general gist of trash tier. So, let's start with my man Alex Caruso. C tier. That's my personal opinion. I think he is a C tier card in this game. I mean, maybe you disagree, right? I don't know. He plays good defense. He's got good size, good jump shot. He just got arrested, which is pretty tight. That keeps him out of D tier right there because he's got a rap sheet now. Caruso is good, though. Like, and you can get him for, like, legitimately super cheap. Next up, we got the most disappointing card, in my opinion, this year, Baron Davis. Trash. Do I need to explain it? Like, he's not good. Next up, we got Chris Paul. I would put him in F tier, and I don't really hate this card that much. It's just when I'm guessing the way D tier is going to fill up, all the D tier cards are going to be better than Chris Paul at this stage. He's just an outdated card, and I would put him at F. He's just small with kind of a slow jump shot. Giannis. I mean, S tier. He's a point guard Giannis. Do you want me to explain this more? Like, come on. It is what it is. Next up, we got Chris Webber. I don't think he's quite good enough to be in B tier at this point, but, like, higher echelon of C tier. He's still good, for sure. But I just think, yeah, he's not B tier material. Kobe White, as much as I like this card, I would use him over Caruso. I mean, I would probably use him over Chris Webber, like, personally. And I think he is a little bit better, but C tier makes sense for him. I'm a Bulls fan, dude, and I'm putting Kobe White in C tier. Like, that should tell you how unbiased this list is. Cole Anthony. I think he's worse than these 3 guys in C tier, but he is better than Chris Paul, in my opinion. So, I would put him in D tier. He's just better offensively. Defensively, they're about the same, so that's where I'd put him. Colin Sexton. I actually like this card a lot, shockingly. I would put him in C tier. I think he's better than Cole Anthony for sure. Colin Sexton's been good this year in 2K. Damian Lillard, C tier. Just super middle of the pack. I'm honestly tempted to put him in D tier, but I think he is better than the guys that are going to be in D tier more than likely. So I can't say he's that much worse than Colin Sexton. Sexton's better, though, for sure. D'Angelo Russell, I'd put in C tier as well. These offensive guys that are a little bit small in 2K, like, they're good, but I don't think I can put him up in B or D. Andre Miller, yeah, he's better than Baron Davis, but he's worse than Chris Paul, so right there. Darius Garland. This card is really not that good. This is one of the free reward cards, so his badge count is about as low as, like, an Opal from Season 5. So, I mean, for that reason, I'd probably put him in, like, F tier. I don't mind the card, though. But that being said, like, he's almost like he's slightly better than the Amethyst that came out like a couple months ago. So De'Aaron Fox, B for sure. He's definitely better than all the C tier. Is he going to end up being like upper echelon of B tier? Probably not. I don't know. You're listening to it basically for advice from, I don't even know what was that English. I honestly don't know. I'm going frisbee golfing after this. All right, so I'm a little preoccupied trying to get my mind right to take the links today. Don't judge me, dude. Look at me. You think I don't play frisbee golf? Deontay Murray. B tier. I think he's better than all the guys in C tier. He, I will say, may drop down to C tier, but I do like this card a lot. He's really good. DeMarcus Cousins, B tier as well. He's good, man. I think personally he plays better at the small forward position, but he's still good at the point guard. Like, there's other guys I would probably, for my personal play style, that I would run over him, but I can't deny that he's really good. Jeremy Lin. Oh, this hurts. This hurts. I'm going to have to put him in F tier, I think. Oh, that hurts. That breaks my heart, but no. He's outdated. I would actually use Cole Anthony over him. Like, if this was a competitive style game I was playing, yeah, for sure. Lonzo Ball. Yeah, A tier, for sure. He's definitely better than these guys in B tier. I will say that Lonzo Ball is subject to possibly move down to B tier, depending how the list shakes out. But for right now, I'm going to put him in A tier. He deserves to be up there. Darren Williams. Yeah, Cole Anthony levels. Like, he's definitely better than the guys in F tier, but I think he is worse than all the cards in C tier. Like, if we're talking strictly next gen, then maybe he's up in C tier, but I do try to rank based on both gens, multiple play styles, and not badged up. So I forgot to say that at the top of the video. That might have been important, but, it is what it is. Derrick Rose. Yeah, he's an invincible card. Like, yeah, he's a 6'3" point guard. The meta gods in the comments are like freaking out. They're like, how can he be ahead of blah, 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 blah. He's 6'3". He's super good. Like, Derrick Rose jump shot, like, his base has been crazy good all year. Like, think about Don Ole and, like, all the other Derrick Rose cards. And this card's 99 everything. Like, the only issue is he's 6'3". That's it. He's got a money jump shot, pure stats, 60-plus Hoff badges. He's just 6'3". And if you're willing to look past that, B tier makes sense for him. I mean, De'Aaron Fox is that height as well, so it doesn't really... What's the difference, I actually think Derrick Rose is the best out of these three, or these four, I should say. Devontae Graham, yeah, like Cole Anthony area. He's just a little bit too small. I would use him over Darren Williams, actually. He's pretty tight. I like this card. Don Bussy, he's worse than these three guys. Like, if he's badged up, like, to the max, like, you put, like, a bunch of gold and a few Hoff badges on him, I would say he's, like, high F, low D, but, like, straight when you get him, trash, for sure. Don Ole. Don Ole's D tier. I know, dude. I know there's some Don Ole stands that are pissed right now. I feel that. He might move up to C. You know what? He's C tier, dude. He deserves to be up in C. Don Ole's fire. Moutier. I put Moutier in D. He's good, though. But I don't think he's C tier level. I like the card. All right, for me personally, for like how I play the game, I would put him in C tier. But I think overall, for all play styles, both gens, D makes sense. Eric Bledsoe, I mean, he's slightly too good to be in the trash tier, I will say that. Fat Lever, I like Fat Lever. I don't even care that he's slightly outdated. I mean, he still has 39 hops on next gen. Like, he's still good. Great jump shot. Fat Lever's fire. I would use him over D'Angelo Russell. I would use him over Damian Lillard. Sexton's tough, though. I might not use him over Sexton. Okay, I can't. You know what? D'Lo's still, like, the best out of these guys, though. That looks better. Nicolita, if he had better hot zones and better badges, he'd be C. So if he's badged up, probably low-end C tier, but I think D makes sense. Fred Brown, F. I put Eric Bledsoe at the bottom of F tier, by the way, but Fred Brown's pretty tight. Jeremy Lin, yeah, right there. This one hurts as well, but Fred VanVleet is F. Like, he's not as good as any of the guys in D tier. Gary Payton. This one hurts because I like this card a lot. Ooh, is that a gunshot or a firework? I honestly can't tell. That's the game I play in my neighborhood, by the way. I'd probably put him top of C tier. I don't think by the end of this he'll be in D, personally. So I guess we'll see. But that's a dramatic fall from grace because I believe I had him in like A tier, if not last tier list, 2 tier lists ago. But I mean, that was a whole month and a half ago. So, you know, it's crazy how many cards we've gotten that someone who was borderline A tier, low tier B, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, is now C tier. Michael Carter Williams. Look, I'm tempted to put this dude in B tier, but I know that's wrong. So I'm going to put him like right over here. I love this card though. He's actually really good. If you have not used this Michael Carter Williams card, go try him out once his price comes down, obviously, because he's not really worth it at this point. But once it does, for an all-pink diamond squad, he might be the truth, dude. This is another card that hurts, but if I have Gary Payton in C tier, Gilbert Arenas is right here. Like, if I'm looking at this, I like Gilbert Arenas, right? Like, I like this card a lot. I personally am probably going to use this card over De'Aaron Fox, just from a personal, like, preference standpoint, because I like Trey Burke base. But overall, like, I think De'Aaron Fox moves a little bit better, and plays better defense. He's just, like, an overall better card, in my opinion. And I think, like, generally speaking, he is. I feel like most people can admit that. Gilbert Arenas is a bucket, though. Like, pure scoring, De'Aaron Fox might get dropped. I actually like Deontay Murray too much to drop De'Aaron Fox, but I think De'Aaron Fox is just that much better than Gilbert Arenas that he gets to stay in B tier, but Gilbert is leading C tier. I love this card, though, so don't freak out on me in the comments. Like, I like this card a lot. For my personal playstyle, he's B tier. But, like, Wes Unseld, dude. B tier, no question. Personally, for my playstyle, A tier. But overall, I would say B tier. 6'7", big stocky player build, Kobe Bryant jump shot, which sometimes, depending on the person, is not the best off the dribble, but he can play the point guard or the shooting guard position really well. He plays excellent defense. He sets really good screens. Lot to like about this card. Goran Dragic, F. I mean, objectively, like, he's a great free card. If you badge him up a little bit, maybe like D, but yeah. LeBron, A tier. Just the fact that he can't shoot from the corners on current, which isn't the biggest deal when you're a point guard, but he does have kind of a slow jump shot on current as well. On next gen, it's not bad. Like, it's pretty solid. It's easy to time. It just is kind of slow. I would say that, yeah, I mean, A tier makes sense for him. I think he's pretty on par with, like, Lonzo Ball as far as, like, how good these two cards are. And I feel like neither of them are even remotely close to Giannis. This Lonzo Ball, I would put him, like, towards the top of C tier. I like this card a lot, but I do think he's a little outdated badge-wise. But I still like this card. He can get buckets on next and current gen. Grant Hill. Grant Hill's B tier as well. Yeah, I would say yes. I would use Wes Unseld and Grant Hill. Would I use them over Derrick Rose necessarily? Grant Hill's tough. It just depends how much you value height, I suppose. But Derrick Rose is the more talented card, obviously. Hal Greer. Hal Greer is not terrible. Like, I'd put him in, like, D tier. He's better than the F tier guys. Iman Shumpert. I'm a big Shumpert fan. I'm going to put him in C tier. I like this card a lot. I think he's better than everyone in D tier. Like, I'm a big fan of this Shumpert card. Isaiah Thomas. We need a new IT card. I don't think he's going to be great, but just for my All-Pistons team, like, I kind of want that. Jamal Murray. I think he's a little bit too good to be an F tier, so, like, D tier makes sense for him, but he's not great. Magic. A. I think he's the top of A. Just because of his jump shot. If he had a different jumper, I think he'd be S tier for sure. Like, if they updated his the way they updated, like, LeBron and Shaq's, I think Magic automatically goes to S tier, but I think the best card in A tier makes sense for him. The Lonzo Ball LeBron thing, that's personal preference. Like, I prefer Lonzo Ball over LeBron, so I'm going to rank him ahead, but I think Magic is objectively better than both these guys. Ja Morant. Yeah, C tier. I don't really think he's B tier necessarily, but he's solid. Enshrined Magic. I mean, he's basically A tier as well, but for consistency purposes, like, I'll put him down in B tier, at the very top of B tier. I think he's going to end up being the top of B tier. Just because he's basically the same as the Invincible one, but the Invincible one is better, so I will separate them by a tier, which hopefully that doesn't upset too many people, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. Like, I'd probably use Lonzo and LeBron over Magic. Like, I think they're a little bit better, but I mean, Magic's basically an Invincible card on his own, so I might even throw him up in A tier. It just kind of depends how things shake out. Ja Morant, yeah, they're the exact same card, C tier. Jason Terry. I don't like Jason Terry. I mean, if you like him, cool, but I'm just not a big fan. Vlade Divac. He's a big ass point guard, dude. Like straight up. He's thick, but I mean, I don't really like the card that much. But I have used him before, and he is effective. I'd put him in C tier. Like I'd use him over these guys. Frank is a card that I might use over Vlade Divac, but he'd have to have like a few different badges and stuff that he doesn't have, and I'd have to actually have him in my collection, which I do not. So, Jason Williams. Oh yeah, this one's not going to go over well. I can just feel it already. Oh, what do you mean you put Jason Williams and Gilbert Arenas on the same level? I mean, they're separated by like 10 cards. Like I rank them in each tier as well. Gilbert Arenas is the best card in C tier. Vlade Divac is the worst. And Jason Williams goes right around like D'Angelo Russell area. He's so good. I think a lot of people just kind of listen to a couple slanderous YouTube videos on this Jason Williams card and then let that make up their mind about the card. But I really do think it's really nice. Like he's got a very easy to green jump shot. He moves pretty well. Yes, he is small, but it's not the end of the world. Jeremy Lin is the best card in C tier, but I cannot with good conscience throw him in B tier. Like I can't. De'Aaron Fox I think is objectively better. It hurts because I really want to throw Jeremy Lin up there. Like I don't think you understand. You know what? For context purposes, I'm going to go a little side by side with Jeremy Lin and De'Aaron Fox real quick because I'm going to try to find a way to justify me putting Jeremy Lin in B tier. It probably is not going to go well, but you know I'm going to do it because I am a man of science. Okay, it's not looking good. All right, they're both 6'3". De'Aaron Fox has the wingspan, and Jeremy Lin's a little bit heavier. That's what I like to see. Okay, they're basically identical, like all things considered. De'Aaron Fox is a little bit faster, but honestly, it doesn't really matter at this point. Yeah, dude, they're basically identical. De'Aaron Fox is a better defender. Jeremy Lin rebounds the ball better. I don't really think that matters. Tendencies are the exact same. Badge count wise, like it honestly doesn't matter. This is the most pointless combo. Okay, so Jeremy Lin has Hall of Fame blinders, so I'll put him in C tier just for that reason. That's what I was trying to figure out. Is there any large difference between them? Dude, my brain is like broken right now. But is there any large difference between the cards? And I would say if we're looking at current gen, De'Aaron Fox 100% over Jeremy Lin. If we're looking at next gen, I would say Jeremy Lin over De'Aaron Fox. And because one badge is not completely necessary on next gen, while that same badge over on current gen is an actual detriment to the card, I will throw Jeremy Lin over in C tier. It hurts though. Jerry West, C tier as well. Probably around Kobe White area. He's good. Joakim Noah, if he's badged out, he's probably like high D tier, low C tier, but current, I would put him like low D tier because he's big. That's it. John Wall. I mean, yeah, Don Ole, Fat Lever area. Yeah, he's still all right. This John Wall, though, I honestly think he's B tier. He's really good. I'm a huge fan of John Wall this year. I'll say this right now. Now, like, I know people are going to look at this and be like, oh my God, he has Dark Matter Magic Johnson in the same tier as De'Aaron Fox and John Wall. No, dude, by the end of this, there's going to be like 15 cards separating those two. And I think these two cards are too good to be in C tier. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Drew Holiday. He plays really good defense. He's got a nice jumper. I'd put him like D tier, towards the top. Kemba Walker. I dislike this card a lot. Like, I really do not like this card. I mean, can I say for certain that Kemba Walker is worse than like Colin Sexton or Fat Lever? I'm going to try to make the case. I'm going to try to make this case. It's not going to go over well, but I'm going to try. I mean, he's got 53 badges. He's kind of tight. He's 6'1". I just don't like Kemba Walker, but I can't put him in D tier. Like I would put him up by like Kobe White, Jerry West, John Morant. I'm wilding a little bit. Kendrick Nunn. This card is better than the guys in F tier, so I would put him around like Darren Williams area. I'm from Illinois, so maybe I'm just hyping Kendrick Nunn for that reason, but it is what it is. Kevin Johnson, F. Don't care. Tyrese Halliburton, I would say probably D. Yeah, probably D tier. No, I'd put him in C. He's still good though, as like a lower overall card. Kira Lewis Jr. I actually like this card a lot. Like I'm not kidding. And maybe the only reason I even used this card in the first place, like that I even tried it out, was because my all-time Pelicans team is just so trash that I was like, you know what, dude, we're gonna check this out. But he's got the Dejounte Murray release. He's 6'3", which isn't great, but I put him by Devontae Graham actually. He's decent. Derrick Rose. This hurts, Derrick. I'm sorry, bro. Like, the reason I have like a dark matter down here where I have like a couple diamonds up in C tier is A, they have like intangible things that have nothing to do with ranking, you know? Like, they're all bigger. They all have like nice jump shots, or they're just really huge. Derrick Rose, or they lower your overall a little bit, so it helps you in that way. Derrick Rose does none of these things. As much as I like Derrick Rose, like I have the Invincible card up in B tier, this card's just super outdated. I mean, we have like diamonds coming out with higher badge counts at this point, so. Oh, no question. Tyrese Halliburton is a monster. I would put him ahead of Derrick Rose, honestly. I still like Wes Unseld and Magic better, but he's B tier. He's 7K. Go pick him up. This actually hurts my soul, but Kirk Heinrich is F tier. Apologize. Wherever you are, Kirk Heinrich in the universe, like, I apologize for this. If 2K needs to give you like a better card ASAP, because I don't want to have to do this again. Point guard Kobe. I would say B tier. Like, I really don't think he's not C tier by any means. I don't like this card that much at point guard, but B tier makes sense for him. I think Grant Hill's better. I think Dejounte Murray for some might be better overall. John Wall and De'Aaron Fox I'll put down here. Magic, Wes Unseld, Tyrese Halliburton, Derrick Rose, and Grant Hill are all definitely better. Dejounte Murray's a toss-up. He does have some of the best steal animations in the game, though. Kyle Lowry, yeah, by Derrick Rose, D tier. Kyrie, I hate this Kyrie card. Fight me. I mean, the highest you can put him is C. I don't care if he's the high D tier card. Lamar Odom. Oh yeah, people are gonna get mad at this, but he's A tier, no question about it. I don't even care. He's 6'10" with Paul George base. He moves really well. On current gen, he's not going to be able to Curry slide, if I'm not mistaken, but he's so good at everything else that I think he justifies being an A tier. I think that's the one thing he can't do on current, and other than that, he's a monster. I love people that see like how much MT I have, and they're like, why are you still using Lamar Odom? And I'm like, dude, A, the card's good, and I like the card. Like, deal with it. I don't know what to tell you. LaMelo, S. He's a beast, dude. LaMelo cards in 2K are just fake. Like, I'm interested to see what happens when we get the new rookies into 2K, because I'm pretty sure they're going to do that. And it's going to be cool. I just don't know who's going to be good. I have no idea what jump shot bases they're going to... Which one of them has XM base and which one has T-Mac base? Larry Bird. B tier, for sure. 6'9", he moves pretty well, lights out jump shot. He doesn't shoot the best off the dribble, but it's good enough. I would say B tier makes sense for him. Louis Dampier. F. I mean, he's better than the trash tier, guys. Luka. Come on. Luka's S tier, dude. Invincible Luka Doncic. Great jump shot, 6'7". Moves incredible. Nothing wrong with this card. Brogdon. I prefer Shumpert and Halliburton, so I would actually put Brogdon somewhere around like Emmanuel Mudiay and Drew Holiday. This Brogdon's actually really solid, though. I would put him in like B tier. He's really good, especially over on next gen. He's solid on current too, though. Markelle Fultz, he's a really good Curry clone. He's better than actual Dark Matter Curry for sure. I would probably still use Gilbert Arenas and Jeremy Lin over him. That's just me, though. Maybe you disagree. Let me know down in the comments. Michael Adams. This card sucks, dude. F. MJ. I would put MJ in B tier as well. I just don't think he's quite A tier. Like, I think these guys in A tier are all better than him. Lamar Odom is absolutely the worst card in A tier for sure. Like, for me, I'd probably use him over LeBron. I mean, I sold LeBron to keep Lamar Odom, so if that tells you anything. Michael Ray Richardson, I actually like this card a lot. I would put him in like C tier. He does need some badge upgrades, but he's a beast. Mike Bibby, trash. He's better than Andre Miller and Baron Davis. Mike Conley, I would actually throw him in D. He's pretty okay. He's better than these guys. Nate Robinson, once again, he's better than Andre Miller. No, he's not actually. He's better than Baron Davis, but F tier. Come on, I'm not going to put my boy Nico Mannion in F tier. Absolutely not. Where's Kira Lewis and Devontae Graham? Yeah, D tier. Peyton Pritchard actually kind of deserves to be right there, too. He's actually not that bad. Shockingly. Penny Hardaway, towards the top of C tier. He's still really good, but I like this card a lot. Like, I'm almost tempted to throw him in B tier, but he's definitely outdated still. I'm going to think on that one. Rafer Alston, he's good. I would say he's the best card in D tier, in my opinion, anyway. Same with Rondo. I would say Rondo's up there as well. Reggie Jackson, I think he actually is better than all the cards in F tier, but he's at like the bottom of D. Ricky Rubio, Andre Miller, he's better than Andre Miller. F, or trash, but this one is going to ruffle some feathers as well, but I honestly believe RJ Hampton is B tier. I think he is better than all of the cards in C tier. No question about it. And I personally would use him over John Wall and De'Aaron Fox, but I'd use him over DeMarcus Cousins too. I really like this card. This card is nasty, dude. I mean, let me know down in the comments what you think. Rod Strickland, I'm just going to throw him in trash. I don't like this card at all. Ron Harper, I would put him by like Chris Webber. Still good, but I think C tier makes sense, middle of the pack. Big Russ, I'd put him towards the top of C tier. He's probably right there. Because he's like Gary Payton adjacent, right? I'd put Gary Payton ahead of him personally, but that's just me. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, no question. He's better than RJ Hampton. I would put him in like B tier. Shea's a beast. He's good. He's really expensive, but he's good. Spencer Dinwiddie, I would throw him right around here. I actually like this card a lot. I like him more than Brogdon, Moutier, and Drew Holiday. He's good. Steph, behind, yeah. Ahead of Kemba Walker, behind John Morant in C tier. Like, this is better Steph, Markelle Fultz. Magic. I'd still put him in C tier, but like very low down C tier. He's not terrible at all. Like, I would use Michael Carter-Williams over him. You know, D'Angelo Russell needs to move up a bit. I would put him by like Kobe White. Nah, I put D'Angelo over Kemba Walker. I don't care. That's better. And yes, Kobe White goes ahead of Kemba Walker as well. Stephon Marbury. He's like a better version of Derrick Rose, so I'd put him like the bottom of C tier. Because he is better than these guys in D. Steve Francis. I would throw him in C tier as well. He's actually a really fun card to use, but he's not great. Steve Nash. I think he's too good, actually, to be in D tier. I know. Jason Williams area, somewhere around there. Theo Maledon. Dude, I'm no way I'm saying that right. Yeah, where's my squad right here? Yeah, Devontae Graham, Theo Maledon, Nico Mannion, and Kira Lewis Jr. right there. And Peyton Pritchard's. Bam. I think it's just Pritchard. This hurts too. Tony Parker, I would throw in trash tier. Like, Louis Dampier is essentially Tony Parker, but just a little bit better, so. Trae Young. No. I want to, though. I hate Trae Young so much, but I'd throw him like D tier. Like, nah, F. I don't even care. Fight me. I do not like him. Ben Simmons, I do still think he's S tier. It's just like one of those intangible things. Like, he's massive. He has a good jump shot. He moves super well on both gens. I just think like his ability to be dominant on both gens and being one of the best defensive cards in the game, in addition to being fire on offense, does determine he belongs in S tier, I think. Let's see what else we got. Luka. This is tough, man. I mean, if you have a badged out Luka, like you upgraded a lot of his badges, etc., etc. Yeah, I mean, he's B tier somewhere. For sure. But if you have a non-upgraded Luka, you know what? Most Lukas out there are badged out in one way or another, and Luka is just that good this year. I would put him like towards the bottom of B tier. It makes sense. Like Lonzo and Penny, I think, are worse than Luka. Like overall, if we're just looking at like his intangible stuff like jump shot, etc. He definitely got nerfed at some point, but I would probably put him up here. I've kind of rediscovered how much I like this card. At one point, when he started to get nerfed, I was like, this card's not very good anymore, but I still think he deserves to be at the very bottom of B tier. And, I mean, I don't think that's wrong to say. I'm going to put Penny there, too, then. At that point, I like Penny so much. And you might not agree with Penny Hardaway and Luka there. That's fine. Luka, I just think is that good. Like, he deserves to be there. And Zion. Zion's tough. Like, because he's actually pretty good. For a free card, he's really nice. Like, he has some glaring issues for sure. And I know people are... Once again, like, I cannot stress this enough. Like, I truly cannot stress this enough. Okay? I rank them in the tiers as well, right? Magic Johnson is not on the same threshold as this Zion Williams, okay? There's legitimately like 20 cards separating them. They are ranked in order. I get they're in the same tier, but this is just the easiest way to do it is through a tier list rather than a ranking system. So that's why I do it in this way. But I think Zion's good. I mean, he's got that Kobe Bryant base. He's like a worse Wes Unseld. Like, that's basically what he is. And his hot zones suck. I will say he plays better as, well, a small forward, but he can't play that, or a 2-guard. I still think he's good, though. I'm going to move... Should I move Penny down? I might move Penny down. No, I can't do it. Sticking to my convictions. Anyways, as always, it has been your boy Cheap Ludes. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Dude, don't be too harsh to me, okay? The rest of the tier list will be coming out shortly. I am going to work on a couple of them tonight and then like tomorrow as well. And then I'm also dropping a best cards under 100k, 50k, and 10k at some point too. I'm going to try to get those out in unison with the tier list. So have a good day. Check the description for all my stuff. If you're still here and you're new, subscribe, and peace out, man.